fun trip. And I also kept an eye on Wodapalooza, and that was fun to see. So it's just kind of motivating when you see other people competing. And I was telling Pat, if we weren't out at Mount Hood, I definitely probably would have wanted to be at Wodapalooza, so I'm really looking forward to what's next for us. But we're back, and it's that hard transition, so it's just like with everything else. Like, fitness needs to be a priority, and you just have to get back on the horse. Like, we stayed active. I did EMOMs. We went to a CrossFit gym when we were in Portland. We skied all day. We did a ton of physical fitness, but getting back into your routine, back into the foods you normally eat, and just attacking it, jumping back on the horse can be really hard and really challenging. So just do it. If you get out of your routine, just get right back on. It's not gonna feel good. You might not want to, but it'll only take 2 or 3 days versus like 3 or 4 months, or that might be a bit of an exaggeration, but just get back on it because it'll go much better. You'll feel much better and you'll be back to normal in no time.
So we got 2K bike, 42 thrusters, 42 chest to bar, 2K bike, 30 thrusters, 30 chest to bar, 2K bike, 18. So it's gonna be nice and gross.
Is this your first workout back?
No, we've gotten a couple in and trying to like shake it off. The time zone, it's 3 hours there and back, and only being there a few days, it's like super rough. 'Cause it's like not long enough to adjust there. So you're like losing sleep when you get there, and then by the time you come back, you just feel thrown off. So we try to jump back in and do a couple things, not feeling awesome, but you know, just kind of trying to get the blood moving and get back on Ohio time.
Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. I like my consequences dire. Just prepare to. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire. I'm looking at it with a smile. Everything's on fire. Everything's on fire.
Been since before Mayhem that I've had it.
You're so good though.
Yeah. I'm cooling down. Sometimes when my stomach hurts, like you want to keep so I just think we haven't gone to that intensity in like 5 days. And then we also ate some foods outside of the norm. Chinese. So stuff like that tends to upset my stomach. If I do really well and eat clean for a while, get super warmed up, I'm used to high intensity, and then I take a break and I eat like crap. The third round, my stomach started hurting really bad, and this is just a good way for me. Sam and Jen Dancer taught me this actually, just like angle my hips and keep moving so it flushes out the lactic acid and whatever else builds up in my lower belly, so I can keep moving and keep going. If I just stop and lay down, it's way worse. But that was a really great workout.
That was really hard. The Chinese settled just fine for me though.
He has no problem with that. I liked it, so we went back and forth on smaller sets, but in the workout and more rounds. But I really liked doing the big sets because mentally it made you keep pushing and it made you hit more than, you know, say it was only a 30, 20, 10 or 15 each round. Mentally, that's a little bit more comfortable for me than hitting 42 out of the gate on a thruster into a chest to bar. So
I thought it was really good, and having the 2K bike in there, like you had to work really hard on it. Yeah. But when you got back to the thrusters, you weren't like destroyed to do like tiny sets. Like it was okay to still do a big one again, which I like, because I think if we would have shortened that, I would have struggled with smaller sets actually.
You think so?
I felt fresher getting back to the barbell. Even though I was like taxed, I didn't feel like I couldn't do a big set again.
Yeah. It was a good spin on an old combo of the thruster pull-up workout. So it's good to go back to the basics and just look at basic CrossFit and see how you can come up with workouts that are super simple, but you get a great workout. So I think it's important to remember with squatting, like there's progressions and there's times your legs are gonna be stronger than when they're not strong and when they're not as strong. So I know, for instance, we just maxed out with CrossFit Players, and some people are like, man, I've been feeling so good, but I didn't hit a PR on PR day. And there's a lot of factors that go into that. So I always try to remind people like, hey, how much did you sleep? How much water did you drink? Whatever it is, how much stress are you under? What's going on outside of the gym that maybe affects what you're doing inside of the gym? And I think it's really important to remember, just because your 1 rep max number is not going up doesn't mean you're not stronger. I actually don't max out much. I think the last time I maxed was on an accident. But before that was at the CrossFit Games in 2018 as an individual, and then recently, probably like 2 months ago. So that's a pretty long span between 2018 as an individual and 2 months ago. And that's just because for me, if I can move my 80% better, if I can, you know, move it for 5 reps or 8 reps or whatever it is, and it's a lot easier than versus moving it for 2 or 3 and really struggling, then I know I'm getting stronger, and I know that's gonna transfer over into my CrossFit workouts when I have a high heart rate. So I think that's something to remember. Today we're just gonna be squatting. I haven't been squatting super heavy. I've been taking, you know, working on other things. I think that's important to make sure you're well-rounded. So I'm gonna hit probably like a 3x10 or somewhere around there, 8 to 10 reps at a time, 3 to 4 sets, just to get my legs back under me, and then I'm not loading my body with too much weight when I haven't had that weight on my back. No, not today. I was like actually just having a hard time with that. One, I keep thinking this is 185, but for girls it's 175. No? Yeah. I'm struggle bus with math today. So I was kind of going off feel, like set 1 was really easy. So I was like, I don't know, normally I'd add a 10, but it was super easy, so I added a 15 to each side. That side was challenging, but I feel like I'm still just getting warmed up. So I'm like, well, might as well go for it. So I added another 15. I matched my last jump. So I didn't go bigger. Never go bigger. Stick with your jumps. Match them or a little bit less. But I feel really controlled. I feel really stable. I haven't put on a belt yet. So I decided to match my jump again. I think one thing on the squat that I like to tell people to think about is just make sure you're leading with your hips. So if your knees are really bugging you, watch how toesy you are when you squat. So think about like soft bend in the knees, and we're gonna initiate by pushing our hips back and then down versus pushing our knees and then knees going forward. Okay, so you'll definitely notice when I squat, you'll see me leading with my hips. What that's gonna do is it's not like a good morning or a deadlift. It's very, very subtle, like you're bumping a door shut with your butt, and that's just gonna activate my glutes and activate my hamstrings, so I'm not just burning up my quads when I squat. So if you feel like your quads are burning up, your knees are really burning up, set your video up or have someone watch you and just check if your knees are really pushing forward first. We don't want to be a knees first kind of squatter. We want to make sure we're leading with our hips.
Unbreakable, unstoppable, I push to the edge and take it all. I'm born to be untamable. I go right to the edge and never fall. Worth the fire, I'm taking it higher. Unshakable, unstoppable, I push to the edge and take it all. Take it all. I'll take it by the horns and don't let go. I climb to the top of the world, 'cause this is what I'm made for. I grab it by the horns and I don't let go. Do the impossible, 'cause this is what I'm made for. Unbreakable, unstoppable.
We're not squatting a whole lot. I'm pretty happy with that.
What was that kind of light?
235. It's pretty good. Especially for being away, not doing a whole lot. My legs feel pretty good actually. I think I got for sure another set in me, but I'll end there today and build. We took a car up to the mountain. That was our friend's car, but we had no idea she didn't have 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. So rule number 1 is you don't stop on the snow or the ice. So we're going up a hill to our cabin, and I was in the back seat having no idea where we were going. I'm like, hey, is that it? So our other friend who's driving stops. Then we try to get it going again, and our front tires are just spinning and spinning and spinning, and we weren't gonna make it up the hill. So Pat and I had to get out and push with Sean as we moved Brittany into the driver's seat, and we had to basically like try to lift the car to push it out of the ice. So don't take a car with only front wheel drive up to a mountain loaded with snow. Alright guys, that was one of our first sessions back from our trip. Like I said at the beginning of the video, getting back into it can be really hard. I know Pat and I were both dragging, but immediately after we already are feeling better. Like, I feel like I can see clear, I have less brain fog. So it's just making yourself do it. It's not easy. And I think finding a buddy, a friend, somebody, a significant other, whoever it can be, to help hold you accountable and be your support system. That's where CrossFit gyms are great. Your coach, if you don't show up for 2 weeks at a time, hopefully they're knocking on your door asking where you've been. I think finding that accountability is huge, just to make you stick to your routines and get back into it. I think we were both super happy with the session. We felt pretty, sluggish coming in, went really well. We're back on it. I'm excited to get back into training. I've got some big things coming. So we've got our sanctional that we're doing with the team coming up, and then I've got Rogue Invitational. So we're gonna be starting to dial some things in and really get into the swing of things. So looking forward to sharing this with you guys. Make sure you guys stay tuned tomorrow. We're gonna be bringing you a video about knee pain and how hopefully to get rid of it or what could be causing it, things along those lines. Also check out our links in our bio. We offer exactly what Pat and I are doing every day. We offer a killer strength program that's gonna be focused on, heavy dynamic lower body movements as well as heavy dynamic upper movements. So that's gonna be like a banded bench press, a banded press, a banded squat, things along those lines that maybe you're not getting in your regular programming. So check out those links in the description, and I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Have a good day.